Hey folks, it's Chad here at Airstream in Greensboro, and I have behind me today something special. It's the 2023 Pottery Barn 28 RB Special Edition. Now, today I want to answer one important question, and that is this the best travel trailer that Airstream has ever made? Now, as I start kind of the walk around of the outside of the Pottery Barn, I want to mention kind of what the Pottery Barn is, and it's a collaboration between Airstream engineers and designers and Pottery Barn's designers. And this is a great way for Airstream to try to find new ideas, new designs, that kind of outside the box thinking for Airstream. And so you'll see these kind of throughout Airstream's history. The REI is the most recent. Before that, I think, was the Pottery Barn, and then you've seen like the Tommy Bahama edition. So you're going to see those, and generally these only last maybe 3 years. Usually we do a 3-year contract with whoever the designer is, so like Pottery Barn in that case. Now the Pottery Barn itself, it was so popular, they extended that agreement out. Now I don't know if they're going to extend it again, so this may be the last run. Maybe 24 may be the last run that we see at the Pottery Barn. So if you're interested in a Pottery Barn and you want a new one, you may want to jump on one as quick as possible, kind of get your order in to make sure you're able to get one, because the Pottery Barn's not like the International or the Flying Cloud where they're just always going to be made. These won't always be made. They'll eventually stop making these because it's just a special edition, similar to the Tommy Bahama, which is not made on the travel trailers currently. You can get the Tommy Bahama edition on the touring coach. Now let's jump into a walk around of the outside, and then of course we will definitely go to the inside and walk around it as well. And starting with the outside, you're going to see, very similar to every Airstream travel trailer that they make currently. You're going to have the stainless steel rock guards, the solar guards there. You are going to have the solar connection, so you can add another solar kind of suitcase panel. It needs to have the charge controller on it. You're also going to have the spare tire right there, and it is Goodyear tires. Now this is going to have the powered stabilizers. You can see those there, similar to what the Globetrotter and the Classic gets. It's the same thing that you're going to get on those. And you can kind of see some of the other components hanging out down there. And then behind your box there, you're going to have two 30-pound propane tanks. Now if you're looking for the exact specifications for everything as far as the Pottery Barn goes, there'll be a link down in the description that you can click, and that will take you to a page that gives you all the specifications, kind of everything you could possibly know about the Pottery Barn. Now you're also going to have the tongue jack there that's powered, and then on this side you're going to have the propane quick disconnect. And you pretty much see that on all of your Airstream travel trailers. So that's not really unique to Pottery Barn. Now one thing that is going to be unique is the color that you get with your powered zipped-in awning. That's going to be unique to Pottery Barn. And then of course the Pottery Barn edition, kind of custom laser cutout, and they also have a little bit of an added little piece there. And you're going to get this really cool table with the Pottery Barn. It just kind of sits up in here. It's not actually attached to anything. And there's a nice rubber strip that goes across the back to protect your aluminum siding when you're using this table. But kind of a cool add-on that Pottery Barn came up with. And then you'll have power below as well, that 110 power. And you're going to have the Goodyear tires with the Dexter axles. They are independent. So all 4 tires are going to be independent of each other, so it will ride really well. And it also has dampers as well that you get with the Pottery Barn. These are going to be ST225s, 75 R15s if you're wondering what Goodyear endurance tire that you're going to get. And then I'll try to show you that axle. So it's one self-contained axle. The actual suspension system is built inside of that tube that you see going all the way across. It's a really nice system. It's a torsion system, but what you're going to find with this axle and with how low the center of gravity is on a Airstream travel trailer, it's going to tow phenomenal, especially if you're used to, just hit the table there, especially if you're used to seeing like you're towing a non-Airstream. This will tow, it won't even be the same. It's hard to describe how different towing an Airstream is versus a traditional travel trailer, but it just tows really well. It tracks really well. It doesn't bounce as much because you have that independent suspension with the Dexter axles. It is also the Dexter auto adjusting drum brakes as well. Now behind this door here is going to be the 2 buttons for your stabilizers front and rear. And then this is the twin bed option. So you can do twin bed or queen bed. With the twin bed, you're going to get this additional storage outside. So it goes fairly deep, almost like I can't even touch that back wall. That's pretty deep. Then it goes back in to there as well. And then this pouch is actually where you store the arms to your table here that you get with the Pottery Barn. They go in that pouch. And then all of your lights are going to be LED. So all your marker lights are LED. Your backup lights are LED as well. And then you have another very large storage area here in the back. And of course, you're going to have lights in all those areas as well. And then under this, in the bumper, as you've seen pretty much in all of your travel trailers nowadays, everything but the Bambi gets this bumper. So you've got the storage inside your bumper. Now that's going to be wet storage, so anything you put in there, you want to make sure that you're okay with it getting wet, because it will probably get wet at some point. And I love the Pottery Barn special edition badges that you get. Now that middle window does open, and of course you can see the window awnings that are standard on the Pottery Barn. And then with it being a twin bed, you have an additional storage area. Not quite as deep as the other side, but a great spot to put some folding chairs. Under that, you're going to have your black and gray tank flush, and then your sewer hose storage is right there. Always pull the black first, and then the gray. City water fill does have a pressure regulator built in, so you don't need to use an additional pressure regulator. Behind this door is just your potable water fill. It's gravity fed, and then your black tank flush. Great option. It's standard on Airstream. You're going to see that basically on all the travel trailers. And then you're going to have the 50 amp smart plug. It's right here. And the thing about the smart plug, it's awesome because it's easy to pull out. So I'm just going to squeeze those and then pull it basically right out, and then it snaps right back in place. And then the lid actually locks down to hold it in place as well. So you kind of got 3 points of contact with locking this in place. You're also going to have more metal to metal contact, which will just help with heat dissipation as it's transferring power through the system. Then you've got your cable and satellite inputs there, your furnace, your outside shower, hot and cold water, and then your Girard tankless hot water heater. This will be on demand. So as long as you've got water and you've got propane, you'll have hot water. And there is a off switch out here, a power switch, that if you turn it off out here, it's going to turn the system completely off. And then you get a shot of the standard window awning that you get. That's going to go the full length of the camper. Now that will actually help with some of your solar energy that's coming down to reduce some of the heat that's hitting the side of the coach. So it helps at like 3 or 4 degrees. It's not a massive amount, but it does help. And then something that you're going to see with the Pottery Barn, I'm going to try to get a shot of that. It's going to be that you'll have a smooth roof. So when they added the ducted AC system, they put a bubble. So you'll see that. I'll try to show a video of that. There's a little bubble that comes up. On the Pottery Barn, the Globetrotter, and the Classic, they have a whole new framing system inside of there. So it's a flat roof going all the way back, which I'm sure is going to help a little bit with air drag. But you'll see right there that transition from the front cap going to the roof is smooth. It doesn't have that bubble anymore. And that is because there's a whole new inner frame system. And you're going to see on the Globetrotter, the Pottery Barn, and the Classic, the new, not new, but new to Airstream, Coleman Mach Q air conditioner. So those three are going to have the Coleman ACs, where everything else is basically going to have the Dometic. But it's a new front cap and then a new roof going across right there. As we move in to the inside of the Pottery Barn, I kind of want to mention a little bit what I was talking about there with the roof. So what I mean by this has a new frame, so the frame on the inside, historically with Airstream, those were welded by hand with Airstream artisans. So they'd cut the metal out and they would weld in to make that little stud that would go up and then across. With the Classic, a few years ago, they went to a stamped out piece of metal. So it stamps out the exact rib there that it needs to be, and the same thing for the roof and then going around to the other side. So I started out in the Classic. It's kind of gradually moved down the line, so it's gotten down to Globetrotter now. I'm assuming eventually they'll move it down the whole line. I'm guessing that using a machine to stamp out that inner rib is going to be cheaper than having someone hand make and weld the ribs that you're seeing on like the Flying Cloud and International and the Caravelle. By switching to that allowed them to create that new roof line so it's nice and smooth, and there's a little bit more thickness up there to be able to put in those Coleman AC units. Now, whether Coleman is better than Dometic or Dometic is better than Coleman, you guys can argue that out in the comments. I don't really know. I've heard that Coleman's really good. I'm assuming that the reason Airstream is switching to Coleman is that it's a good product, and they want to use that. So let's move to the inside. Now, as we move in, I'm not going to do the door shut I always do. You can do that. You can watch one of my other videos to see that. But shutting the door is one of the best things you can do to see the quality and hear the quality of an Airstream. But just look at this door. It's just phenomenal with the laser cut that they did. And then you have the same aluminum step that you're used to seeing. Now, as you move in, you're going to have some storage directly to your left. Now, this is under that seat. So there's not any storage going out that side that you're used to seeing. It's just going to be this storage here. It looks like kind of shoe storage. Be perfect for that, but really you can put anything you want to there. You're also going to see this black accent color throughout the whole coach. And I'm just going to kind of give you a shot of just the absolutely stunning Pottery Barn design. And I'll tell you, I sent photos of the Pottery Barn to my wife, and she immediately said, that's the one I want. We are not getting a Pottery Barn. That is not in our budget, but man, would we love to own a Pottery Barn. Now, there are some things I've heard from customers that I have that own a Pottery Barn. These cushions here, they do have the tendency to hold on to dirt. And then this cutting board has a tendency to warp. Those are kind of the two things I have heard. So if you are getting a Pottery Barn, go ahead and get you some fabric cleaner to take with you. Now, right beside the door, you're going to have one of your kind of main control panels. So this is going to have a kind of main switch will turn most of your lights on. You also have an away mode that turns basically all your lights off. And then you can turn individual lights on, like the ceiling, and then your exterior awning lights. Now you can tilt your awning to the front or to the back. Those buttons are right here. And then your extend and retract buttons for the awning are here. Now, the Pottery Barn has the smart control system that's right there, and I'll talk about that. And with the smart control system, it also has air connected standard. So one of the things that Airstream has added to the units that have a smart control system with the air connected is this awning lock button. So anytime it loses power or you plug in the 7-pin, it's gonna, and it may even just be time related too, but it's gonna lock out the awning, meaning these buttons right here won't work, and the smart control system with the app won't work as far as running the awning out. Now, it'll still do the lights and stuff, but it won't run the awning out. And that is just so if you have someone with your phone, maybe your grandkid or your kids are playing with your phone, and they try to hit the awning button, it won't run out while you're going down the road because it's locked. Now, to unlock it, you're just going to press these two buttons together, and then it will unlock it. And I think you can lock it that way too. But once you've done that, then you can run the awning in and out. But that's one of the controllers there. And I just love these kind of custom light cover switch covers they did with the Airstream logo there. But you'll see these all throughout, and you get this in the Classic as well. Now, as far as storage goes, you're going to have these really nice white hardwood door fronts. Now, it'll be the light Italian plywood behind it here. That's going to be that light Italian plywood that Airstream uses basically on everything. Now, this is going to have a Fusion radio in it instead of the JL audio. This radio looks nice, but man, I love that JL audio radio. But I'm sure that this is an upgrade, and that's why they use this in the Pottery Barn and in the Classic. You've got your USB input right there and an HDMI. Remember, there's no DVD player in the 2023 models and going forward. So if you want to add a DVD player, they give you the spots to be able to do that. There's a little shelf here that you can use. And then you could also put, Roku or Apple TV, that type of thing up here. And they do give you inverted circuit right there. So whatever you have plugged in there, you'll be able to turn on. And then you've got the 12-volt TVs as well. So the 12-volt TVs will work straight off the battery power. And then if you are using something like an Apple TV or a Roku, you can turn that inverter on to get power. And then something I do like, they give you an inverted circuit right here by the couch. And that is because hidden in this arm, you've got a little table. And you can turn this into a nice little desk. And even a large person like myself fits in here. Matter of fact, when I was at the Airstream factory doing the training on the Pottery barn, I sat in this position with my little notebook taking notes as the Airstream rep was talking about the Pottery barn and the smart system, all that kind of stuff. So it's a cool table, it works well, and they gave you an inverted circuit. So if you are dry camping, or like maybe you're with the Carolina club, Airstream club, who's at Shelby, North Carolina this weekend, they're camping in the town square. So cool. They don't necessarily have power, so power plugs in the town square, so they're using their battery, using solar. They might have a generator running every now and then. You'd be able to camp there, have that circuit on, and be able to power a laptop here if you needed to, or any other device that you might want to plug in. Now, phones and such, you're going to use your USB outlets to charge that, because that's going to pull directly off the battery. You don't want to use the inverted circuit to charge your phone or your tablet. And then you're going to have some more storage up here. This is the pack that comes with every Airstream. Now that's that part of the air connected system. This is going to be the inside part of it, and then there's a antenna on top. There is a switch here to turn this off. So if this switch is in the off position, this is not going to be on. And to get power to it, you've got to turn it to the on position. But if you have this set up with LTE, you'll be able to actually access the smart control system from anywhere in the world. As long as that's connected to the internet, you'll have access to your smart control system, which is pretty cool. That's a great thing to be able to have. And then this does have, which is similar to what's in the Globetrotter, is a little magnetic light switch here. So when you open these cabinets, I can show you from this angle. When you open the cabinet, that light automatically turns on. Kind of a cool feature. Now this has got kind of a traditional hardware here with this extra arm that actually holds the cabinet up. I like the soft close that you find in the Classic and actually the Flying Cloud, believe it or not. And another thing you're going to see with the Pottery barn is these black accent, just different lights all throughout. Even your reading lights are going to be a different kind of black light. And then with your couch here, you do have storage underneath the couch up front, so they didn't waste that for you. So you've got storage right there, and then storage right there, and no storage there. It's like an access panel there. Now, as far as sleeping goes, there is some, like, you could pull these pillows out and kind of add a little bit of a bed here to make kind of a nice spot to lay. But you're not going to be able to turn that into there's not a pull out to make that into an additional bed. Now the dinette here, that does turn into a bed. And there is a different system so far. This is the only place I've seen this system used with Airstream. So there's a lever here. You pop that lever and it'll allow you to pull the table out. Grab it with my right hand. When you pull it out, you can push it in if you need to do that. And then to lower the table, there's this lever right here that you're going to move to the left. Yep, that's the left. And then you can push this up and down. Same thing to lift it up. You'll turn that to the left. Now, one thing we did notice when we first got this one, if this was locked in place, this table could be kind of binding this mechanism and make it to where it wouldn't want to open. So if you're struggling to get that to open, that's something to look for. This is one area where I think they should have used the power dinette that's in the Classic. That should be the power dinette with the Pottery barn. But you're going to have that continuation of the Pottery barn style cushions. Now, Airstream does make these cushions. They make the couch as well, but they make it to Pottery barn's design. Now, the kitchen. This is probably the thing that pulls you in, especially you ladies out there and guys that like to cook. This kitchen is phenomenal. So you've got the trash can storage there, and there's a little bit of storage below. There's also the wood cutting board pull out, and this lifts off. So you could, pick that up. You could use this as a serving tray. Of course, you could use that to cut on. It would pain me to actually cut on this, but you got the Pottery Barn logo there, and then you can use that side as the serving tray. Bring out your, charcuterie board. My wife and I love a good charcuterie board. And then that just kind of sits back in place and then hides right away. Now I love how it stores away. I would struggle to use that as a cutting board. It's just so nice. And then underneath, you're going to have some additional storage right there, which is very similar to the 28. And I just did a 28 RB video on the Flying Cloud and the International. I'll link those above. And the question was, are these better? Is this the better option to the Pottery Barn? The Flying Cloud is significantly cheaper than a Pottery Barn, but it's essentially the same layout. Does not have this fantastic stainless steel farmhouse sink in the International or in the Flying Cloud. This sink is just so nice. It's thick. It's fairly deep. It's not super deep, and it's not really big either, but compared to what you get in most of your Airstreams, that's a phenomenal sink. And then you've got the Pottery Barn cutting board that's on top. Now this is the board that I've heard can warp if you let water sit on it. I'm not really sure what causes that, but I've heard that. And then that sits right in place. I mean, it's such a good look. And you've got large port windows above right there. You've also got this really nice black accented kitchen faucet, and it does, of course, move. It's kind of one of those cool where it has a spring on it, and it sits right in place. I've been turning it back just so we don't have any winterization fluid drip down on there. You do have a pull blind back there. That's kind of the traditional pull blind that you're going to see most of your Airstreams. Now the blinds you probably already noticed this. This is the blind that you get in the Classic. So it just kind of pushes up, sets in place, and then you're going to kind of just pull it down to get it to come down. And then, of course, this side, I got it hooked under the, there we go. That window opens, the front window opens, and then your two windows over here will open. Now to put that table in, you have to open that window. If you didn't already figure that out. So you've got the Roman shades here on this side, and then you've got that same fabric for your shades that pull across in the Pottery Barn. So it's the same, same style shade that you see really in everything, Flying Cloud International. It's the same shade, it's just a different fabric to match the Airstream look. Now, as far as the kitchen goes, you do have a really nice knife holder here, and it's got that same wood look as this, and a little spice rack here. You've got your 3-burner stovetop that's a Farion, so not unique to Pottery Barn. It's the same thing that you're going to get on other Airstreams with the lights that light up. Now this has the optional convection microwave. Now with the 28RB, you're either getting this convection microwave, which is a convection oven, a regular microwave, an air fryer, and a whole host of other things, or you're getting a traditional propane oven. That's up to you. But if you're dry camping, you're not going to be able to use this oven, this convection oven or microwave. And that is where the propane oven comes in handy, and that might be why you would want to have it. And then you've got the vent that vents outside, and it's a very nice size vent there if you've not seen that. Same vent that you get basically on everything else. And then you've got great storage above in the 28RB. And there's a little step up here for the vent if you've never noticed that. And then we do have a fantastic fan right here in the kitchen area, in addition to the fan that blows out there. And you have this really nice skylight, which today is just going to look up into the roof of our building. Now, I haven't talked about it, or I guess I talked about it a little bit, but this has the updated Quiet Stream air conditioner that Airstream has been doing since 2015. Now, you have a new filter system here. It's got basically a little flathead. I think it's a quarter turn. This will come off and allow you to clean that filter every so often. It's much easier to clean than on your traditional air ducted system. So your international down that has that. Now, as far as the ducts, they're the same, and the actual duct is in there is the same. But you can see how thick the roof is now. It's, it's always been fairly thick, but what I was talking about in that rib, so the ribs in here, all of that's going up and around and connecting that side is now going to be a pressed with a die and a massive press, and it just kind of cuts it out, and it's perfect every time. I think you're going to see Airstream going to more and more of those types of things. They're laser cutting these panels now. They use a CNC machine to drill out these holes so that they're in the exact place every time. You've got the incredible composite floor. It's one sheet, and then they laser cut that with a CNC machine, and they're also screen printing where every hole that's going to go through to bolt the floor down to the frame is screen printed, so the guys know exactly where to drill that hole. They're going to more and more computerized things, I guess just to try to make Airstreams be even better quality. So you got the 8.1, I think, cubic foot fridge here that you see basically on all of your 28s. To get the bigger one, the 10, you have to go to the 30 foot, and there's not a 30 foot Pottery barn. And then this TV is the 12 volt TV. It is on a hinge, so you can pull this out, which you don't get on the Flying Cloud or the International. I don't know why, but Airstream, you should put a hinge there so you can move that around. And then you've got the smart system, which I'll go over that in a little bit. Moving a little bit further back, you've got your fabric that will pull across. It matches the fabric in the front. You've also got your single wardrobe here. Now this is the twin bed, so you do get the extra storage. And then there's the nice mirror that's on that door there. You can see my lovely self there. And then we'll go into the bathroom now. Before I go into the bathroom, the port window is going to have this black accent around it instead of aluminum. That's Pottery barn. But this bathroom, man, just let me tell you, this is the bathroom to have. Is it worth the price tag? That's the question that you've got to answer. But look at that surface mounted porcelain sink. What's that, like a farmhouse? Yeah, that would be like a farmhouse style. You've got the black hardware that matches everything else. Toilet paper holder is in a good spot, and even the little finger place thing there is also black accented. You've got a little black shelf right there, the black towel holder, and an additional black towel holder there. I mean, and the round mirror. This is the mirror that everyone should have. Has that got a? That's got a cabinet behind it. Yeah, haha! It's got a cabinet behind it. Wow, look at that. This is a great mirror. How do I turn that light on? There it is. Look at that. Wow, that is a good look right there. It's got a light that goes all the way around it. I guess a little LED strip that's going all the way around. So if you hit this button, that's kind of cool. So if you hit it once, everything's off. Okay, so I just turn everything off. If I hit the button one time, it turns the side lights on. If I hit it the second time, it turns just the mirror light on. If I hit it a third time, it turns all three lights on. And then the fourth time turns it off. So I guess you got to hit it 4 times to turn it off. Yep. So that could be annoying. That's also kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Another little tiny towel rack right there. And then there's a different kind of porcelain back. I don't know if that's actually porcelain. I don't know what that feels like. But it's kind of a subway tile look. That's right there. So it's on both sides. And then, of course, you got your classic aluminum back there. I mean, it's an excellent setup. It looks so good. I'm going to sit down on the commode here just to give you an idea. And if you're wondering, hey, Chad, why haven't you done a Pottery barn walk-around review yet? The reason is every Pottery barn we get sold. This one is actually currently available. The customer that had ordered it, they decided it wasn't what they wanted. It went a different direction, and this one's available. That's why it's in our showroom, and that's why I'm sitting on the commode. Otherwise, I didn't really want to get into a Pottery barn. We don't pull things out for people. We don't pull the things out when you ordered it. It's yours, right? We want you to get to pull it out. You pull out the cutting board and pull everything out. So this one, it's not sold yet, so we were able to kind of display it a little bit for customers to come in and see. So if you want to see a Pottery barn for at least the next few days, I'm not sure when I'm going to post this video, but this one's here. And if you're wondering, hey, is that Pottery barn still there? Shoot me a text or an email, and I'll let you know if it's still here. Plenty of room for the commode, and the RBs tend to always have good room in the bathroom area. My knee does hit right here, and I think my knee would potentially touch that door, but the toilet paper holder is in the perfect position, which a lot of times I found with Airstream, toilet paper holder can be in a weird position. And then this is going to be the same shower that you see really in all of the RBs. Yeah, definitely all of the RBs. Now it does have a different, is that Molen? I don't know. A different shower head. It's very unique looking to the Pottery barn. Black, the black accent for the black faucet. Even the drain is black. I mean, they went to every detail with this. Now you do have your little pull string that comes across. That's going to be good for things like bathing suits, but not really heavy towels. A good sized shower. There's plenty of room in here. 5'10", 5'11"-ish. I've got a couple inches there. Now, if you are taller than that, you have the bench here that you can sit down if you need to be able to fit in there and take a shower. And then, as I mentioned, this is the twin bed edition of the Pottery barn. And you can get this as a queen bed if you want it. Now, if you get the queen bed, you're going to lose that outside storage that I showed you, but you're also going to lose these two additional wardrobes that are right here over the bed. For me, I think I would have to do the twin bed just so I could have these additional wardrobes on the RB version, because you only have this wardrobe, this one. So if you have the queen bed version of this, you're not going to have that additional storage. And then you have the twin beds. Now these mattresses are different. And yes, I am going to lay down on the mattress to try to get an idea of what it feels like. But before I do that, you've got your storage underneath. Storage there. And I don't see the little, oh, there's your outside storage there. They did give you a little bit of a spot there to get in there. So they took up quite a bit of the underneath room, because that's a large outside compartment. They took up a lot more of the room in there to give you that extra compartment there. And you've got the super attractive nightstand here. It is going to have USB charging and power. So USB charging right there, you can see it. And then you've got 110 power right there. You also got USB charging in the little light, in the light that they give you with the Pottery barn. And then you've got additional 110 and USB right there. And then underneath, you've got a nice pull-out full extension drawer. And there's this cool little table extension, just in case you need a little bit more table space. Well, they give it to you in the Pottery barn edition. I haven't seen that anywhere else. So if you know of another floor plan that has that really cool little extra table that clicks out, leave that in the comments. Now that window opens there, the center window opens, and this window opens. Now we didn't take everything out, so if you come and buy this Pottery barn that's currently available, we didn't take the pillows out of their packs. The mattresses are still in their wrapping. The comforters are still in here. The really cool Pottery barn mat is still in its original package. We just pulled out a few things to really make this, to kind of give you an idea of the Pottery barn. So you're still going to have the ability to unwrap your stuff and know that it's yours. Same thing, there's two more boxes right here that came with it from Pottery barn with the Airstream. Now pillows, those do come standard. You've got the additional TV here that's 12 volt as well, and it is on one of those hinges, so you can pull it out and kind of get it more towards the middle if you'd like. You've got the Roman shades in here as well, and there's also some hooks right there, so you can hang, you know, maybe a jacket, or I could see my wife hanging her. She always sleeps with well, like a you know, a full clothing outfit. So she's got a little jacket that she sleeps with. She can hang that right there. And then you've got another one of those power plugs right here that's going to give you a sleep mode, so you can turn basically all your lights off with one button. When you wake up in the morning, if you want to, you know, whoever's up first, you can hit that on board, and that will turn a lot of your lights on. And then you've got your reading lights and ceiling lights for this room here. Bathroom lights, and then shower light and fan control is there. Now you can control all of that with the smart app. So you don't even have to get out of your bed to turn these on. You can just do it with your phone, which is really cool. Let me lay down on the bed real quick, and then so I'm gonna lay down on the bed real quick and just kind of give you an idea of this, how this feels like. Of course, I'm on the plastic. It's firm, it's comfortable, but it's a firm mattress. You have the speakers here. These are JL audio. Oh, I didn't even notice. It's a good thing I laid down here, because there's a light switch right here. I can turn the lights on and off. The bathroom lights, reading lights, I can turn off right there. And of course, they kind of fade on and off. And then sleep mode, so you don't even have to get up. That is fantastic. Let me show you that real quick. That's a comfortable bed, but what's even more cool is the switches right there and right there, both sides, to get that additional switch. That is so cool. You got the storage up top, so they just build it right in there. Same storage that you've got going across the front, you've got across the back. Now let me walk up and show you the smart control system. So the smart control system, oh no, my phone's, there we go. All right, we do these live. Okay. So the smart control system, it's fantastic. This is kind of your main page. It's going to give you freshwater levels, propane tank levels, your gray and waste levels, battery levels, your solar production. You can turn the inverter on and off right there, and then you can turn different things on it. These up here are shortcuts, so that's going to be when you on board, you can hit that, and it will just turn everything off, sleep mode, and then away mode. If you swipe, kind of like your tablet, if you swipe to the left, you can turn your outside lights on, turn that all the way on, and then you can turn all of your inside lights on. And I love how it gives you the floor plan to show you where the lights are. I think that's so smart and so unique, and it looks so cool. Even with the twin bed, it shows you the twin bed. Then you've got your climate control. You can turn that on and off with your heat pumps. You've got your fan control for the front and the bathroom fan, and that's the last panel. And then you can click over here and get into even more details with different modes, controls. You can see like every control possible. You can monitor even more stuff. And this page, you can turn the alarms on and off. You can run your awning in and out. And it's even telling you that's partially open right now, and it'll tell you if it's closed. Then you can get into the settings. You can turn off that beep that we keep hearing. You can turn that off in the settings. Now it will beep when it has something to tell you. It will beep to tell you, hey, the propane's low, or your gray water tank is full, or your wastewater tank is full. It actually beep to tell you that. It'll sound an alarm, and then you can go silence that alarm. Now everything that I showed you that's in this smart control system, you can also control on your cell phone or your tablet, Android and Apple. It's a fantastic system. I would love to see them take that down, at least to like the Globetrotter, have it as an option on the Globetrotter, really the International too. Currently, you can only get this smart control system on the Pottery Barn and on the Classic. Now, picking a spot to close out this video inside of the Pottery Barn was actually kind of difficult, because I do love this couch. They do give you a really nice kind of large quilted blanket. The dinette is so nice. There's lots of room there. It's a skinnier table, so I fit there really well. It's something I noticed. The Pottery Barn it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning, and I would love to see them take some of the design cues of the Pottery Barn and eventually add it to some of the other lines that Airstream has. This couch is so comfortable. I'd love to see this style couch. Maybe a different color cushion and fabric here, like a darker fabric would be cool. that hide dirt a little bit better. But I'd love to see them kind of take this into other parts of the Pottery Barn line. I would hate for all of, like everything to go away when the Pottery Barn edition goes away. And who knows, maybe Airstream will keep the Pottery Barn forever, but usually with their collaborations, they'll do it for 3 years. I think it's 3 years like it's always, it starts with 3 years, a 3-year agreement, and then they can extend it if they want to. And they extended this one, and the Pottery Barns have went fast. You pretty much can generally only get one if you order it. Occasionally you may see one available on the lot, and if you do see one available on the lot and you're thinking about getting a Pottery Barn, buy it. Just go ahead and buy that one, because you're probably looking at 6 to 12 months to order one. Now this one's currently available here at Airstream in Greensboro. We have it in the showroom if you want to come see it. Shoot me an email or a text and we can set up a time and I'll show it to you. I'll be happy to demo it for you. And you can take this one, or we can order one. Really, the only options with the Pottery Barn is going to be whether you do the twin bed or the queen bed, and then the convection microwave or the oven. Everything else is basically going to be standard. You're going to have the standard on-demand hot water heater. You just set the temperature that you want it. The awnings, power awning, the window awnings, all that standard. The powered stabilizers is all standard. So just 2 options essentially is all you're picking. There's no color options. This is the color you get. It's just queen bed, twin bed, or convection microwave. Now, if you've watched it all the way through, watched this whole video all the way through, thank you. Please like and subscribe. At least subscribe. You don't have to like it or dislike it. If you need to dislike it, the video, dislike it. And then just hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comment. Shoot me an email. All of my contact information is there in the description below. I hope you guys are having a great week. Now you tell me in the comments, is this worth, 1, the price tag, and 2, is this the best Airstream travel trailer that Airstream has ever made? You tell me in the comments. Hope you guys are having a great week. We'll talk soon. Goodbye for now.